Hello, my darlings. Today this is Mrs. McGregor, here to teach you about geometric shapes. Geometric shapes are shapes that have names. So you will be using colorful construction paper, all in different geometric shapes. They all have names. You'll be working with rectangles, circles, squares, triangles, and you can even cut your own shapes out of the bigger paper. You'll need white circles specifically for the eyes of your robot, glue to glue it all together, and a black piece of paper to glue the robot onto. It's called a background. Lastly, you'll need a pencil and crayons to decorate at the end. Alright, darlings, step 1. Write your name and your code on the back of the black piece of paper. I'm always surprised every time I write with pencil on the black piece of paper. You really can see it. It's crazy. Let's start our robot by building its head and its main body. For the head, you're going to need a bunch of different color rectangles to choose from and a bunch of different colored squares to choose from for the body. Notice, a square is a shape that has 4 equal sides, like that. A rectangle, on the other hand, only has 2 matching sides, like the top and bottom, and then it has 2 shorter sides, like those 2 sides right there. So take a second to find your favorite color in rectangle and your favorite color in the square. Decided that my main color is going to be yellow, so I picked a yellow rectangle for the head and a yellow square for the body. When I glue my head and body onto the background paper, I want to lay it out first, because it's important to have a space at the top, a space in between the head and the body, and a little space at the bottom of the paper as well. That way you can fit in more decorations that way, my love. Also, when you're gluing large pieces of paper like this, you'll want to put glue around the edges of the paper and then put an X in the middle. Also notice, I'm not putting the glue on the black paper. Are you listening? You don't put the glue on the black paper. You're going to put the glue on the colorful paper. That way you know exactly how much glue to use. Here's a little expert tip for you. If you ever get glue on your hands, all you have to do is rub them together, like you're washing your hands under an imaginary sink. It's amazing. The glue just kind of rolls right off your hands when you do that. You know what I like to do when I'm gluing large pieces of paper together? I like to do little tap dances with my fingers on top. That way I know that it's flat and there's no flippy flappies. After you have the head and body of your robot, please add 2 white eyes to it. Of course, add the eyes to the head, unless you want to be real creative and put them somewhere else. I guess that's okay too. Alright everybody, now it's time to work with all those geometric shapes we've got. We've got triangles, circles, squares, all different sizes of rectangles, and even larger pieces so that we can cut our own shapes out if we're missing something we need. I'm going to start by using a tiny little rectangle to create a neck for my robot. That's why we left this space up there before. Alright, that tiny little neck makes my robot look so adorable already, don't you think? Wow. Let's add a wee little mouth, shall we? I'm going to use a tiny little rectangle to create the mouth, and I've decided to use this beautiful blue colour, and I'm going to glue it right there. Oh, that looks right as rain, don't you think? What next? Let's use some more rectangles to create some arms here. You don't have to use rectangles for the arms. You could use something else if you're more creative than me. But if you'd like, you could use rectangles or even circles for wheels. You know, it is a robot after all. Think about what your robot needs to do for you. Does this robot do your chores? Does it need wheels to roll around on to get around faster? Think about it. I've decided to just use 4 cute little rectangles for the arms and legs of my robot. My robot is just a friend robot. It doesn't do any work. Also, you could be a little creative with where you put the arms. You could make it dab. Oh, you could make it raise its arms in the air like it's super happy. That's what I'm going to do. Remember, this is your robot. You get to choose the colors. You get to use the geometric shapes that you want. Be creative. You do not have to do exactly what I'm doing. Alright, now that we have most of what a robot needs, eyes, a mouth, a neck, arms and legs, it's time to go a little crazy here with our geometric shapes. Use any ones that appeal to you, choose any colors you'd like, and just glue some of those babies on this robot. They can be buttons, gears, antennas, anything your little imagination tells you to do, just do it. By the way, my love, you might want to just test out the shapes first. Don't glue them right away. Have a little bit of fun, choosing a couple of shapes, putting them a couple of places, and then, hey, maybe changing it around a couple of times. That way you make sure that you absolutely love it before you glue everything down. I think she's looking adorable. I think I'm going to start gluing down some of these shapes one by one, not forgetting any. If I forget any, they're going to fall right off. Oh my goodness, who would have known that it would take this long to glue down little geometric shapes? Art takes patience, my loves. Slow down, enjoy what you're doing. Don't rush through. Everything takes time. I just had an amazing idea for little hands for my little robot. I took a triangle, I cut it in half, and I'm gonna glue the 2 little triangles I made onto the end of her arm. And it's gonna look, I hope, like little pinchers on the end of her arm, like she can pick things up with her little pinchers, you know? I thought it'd be more robot-like. Take a closer look. So, as you can see, I added 2 little pincher hands on the ends of her arms, and now I'm going to glue 2 circles on her feet. I'm going back to the wheel idea. She's got legs, yeah, but on the bottom of her legs there are wheels. Before I glue those wheels though, I had another idea. I'm going to fold these legs into zigzag patterns so that they're more interesting. Do you remember last year when we made those line sculptures and I taught you how to fold a zigzag into paper? Try to think about that. Try to remember how to do it if you were here. I just wanted to pause for a second to talk about all the geometric shapes that we've used this project. We've used rectangles, squares, circles, triangles, even what else? Well, I guess that's it, but still, that's a lot of geometric shapes here. Wow, good for us. Now it is time to take some crayons and add even more decoration to this cutie pie. You can use any colored crayons you'd like, but think about it. If it's a dark color, you might want to use an even darker crayon to draw upon it, don't you think? That way you can see it easier. I'm just going to draw some ideas that you can use for your robot if you'd like. But if you don't see something that I did that you had an idea about, well, just go ahead and do it, love. This is your robot. This is time for you to shine. Show me what you got. Just make sure that whatever you draw, you can actually see. You might have to draw something not once, but twice. Yes, check it out. When I'm drawing with this crayon, I'm pressing hard and I'm also drawing the line many times. I go up and down each line to make it darker so that you can actually see it. Something I think would be fun is to draw a power button on your robot. You could write the word on, O-N, or you could even use that symbol I just drew, a circle with a line on top of it. You should also maybe have an off button for your robot. You don't want him to run out of battery, do ya? Off is spelled O-F-F, off. Another button I'm going to draw is an emergency button. So I'm drawing something called an exclamation mark on the triangle button. Sometimes robots have names printed on them. Like, for example, R2-D2 is a robot from Star Wars. Also, BB-8 is another robot from Star Wars. So I decided to write the letters BN2. The letters BN and the number 2. Bean 2. My cat's name is Beena, and I'm going to turn this robot into a cat robot. So I named her Bean 2. BN2, do you get it? Alright, anyways. Another idea is to use white crayon on the black paper to draw other things. Like here, I drew little tiny antennas growing out of the antennas she already has. Oh my goodness, looking so cute. I'm gonna keep drawing. Your robot needs a power button, an off button, a name, and also a heart. If you'd like to give your robot a heart, write the letter M and then draw a V underneath the M. That's how you make a heart, in case you didn't know. Here it is again. M with the V underneath, and then color it in. This little heart is going to be the little kitty nose for my robot though. So my last step is going to be to add little robot whiskers. Oh, how cute. I just love this little girl. Bean 2, how cute. I can't wait to see what you create. I know your robot's going to be even cooler than mine.